So we're going to share the best and most reliable way to rank on the first page of Google for your target keywords.
As simple as it sounds, it takes some focused effort, but when you get it right, it can absolutely transform your business.
So the secret to ranking #1 on Google is to create the best answer to your customers' questions anywhere on the internet.
And when we say answer the question better than others, a little bit better isn't enough. You need to go all out on this and create the best answer on the internet.
It's important to think like this because you'll be probably trying to rank above other companies with much more established brands and websites than yours.
And there's many factors that a search engine like Google will use to decide which page is best and which should rank higher. So to keep it simple, I'm going to break it down into two things. The first is how good your overall website is, and the second is how good each individual page is.
So the overall website is a sum of all the individual pages. When you start taking the approach of answering your customers' questions better than anyone else, your overall website quality will improve over time as you create lots of great answers.
And as you want to get results as quickly as possible, working through this one answer at a time is the best way to go.
A credible website in the eyes of a search engine, something like Wikipedia, will often rank very well in search engines, even if the individual page isn't actually the best content. For you to stand a chance to rank higher than sites like Wikipedia, you need to aim to create a page 10 times better than the best page you can find.
And most businesses want to target high volume key phrases. The trouble with these is that you're going to be up against big companies with established websites. So to rank for high volume keywords, you're going to need to invest a hell of a lot of time to make each of your pages 10 times better than theirs.
Sometimes you might get lucky, other times it can take you years to rank higher than the big boys. So it can be a bit of a risky approach. The other way to do it is to focus on longer, more specific keywords or phrases. Perhaps we should give the guy at home an example.
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea. Let's say that I run an insurance company that's an insurance broker and it sells various types of life insurance. I'd probably be really interested in a search phrase like life insurance or perhaps life insurance UK. And the reason that I'd be so interested in these phrases is because they get a high volume of searches each and every month. And if someone is looking and searching on these phrases, they're probably looking for life insurance. So if I rank #1 on Google, I'd get lots of visitors to my website and loads of inquiries.
But that also means that those keywords are really competitive and really difficult to rank for, as all of your competitors will be targeting the same key phrases. The chances are that some of those competitors are really big and unfortunately might have a lot more money than you.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Chris. So what I'd be much better to do is to find a question that's related to this that my ideal customer is likely to be searching on. So let's say that I work with lots of business owners and I define my ideal customer as a busy, small business owner.
So what you could do is list the top 10 questions that your ideal customer asks. What do you think the most popular question you would be asked if you was an insurance broker?
I think it would be a question like, is there a life insurance that I can pay for through my business that is tax deductible? And I think I'll get asked this question all the time by my ideal customers because it saves them money if their business could pay for some of their life expenses.
So you've identified this question that you get asked all the time. What do you think you'd do next? Perhaps you might do some research on the internet and find out if there's anyone else that's answered it and how well perhaps they've answered it.
Yeah, I think what I'd do is I'd jump onto Google and Bing and I would search on that question and I'd look for other websites that have answered that question well, that are ranking well for that particular phrase. And I'd probably find that it's been answered, but no one has answered it really well.
Yes, you'll probably find that 3 of the search results on Google will be other businesses or finance sites that have answered the question quite well.
Yeah, that sounds exactly like what I'd find. What I'd then do is I'd use these answers that I found as inspiration to answer the question much better than any of these sites have done individually. I'd write up lots of information that I give to my customers when I speak to them, and I know already that they find really helpful.
So you'd probably want to include some graphics showing how much paying for their life insurance through their business would save them.
Yeah, I love that idea. I'd definitely do it, and I'd also create a video explaining everything that I put on the page as well.
Another thing that works really well that you could do is to include the main three options as to where you can buy life insurance and some of the important things that you might need to consider. For example, the pros and cons of using a broker like yours versus going directly to the companies that you've provided in your list.
Yeah, that's a fantastic idea, Chris. What we've found that this works really well, and we've used it as an approach, and not many other people use that approach. So I'd use these in the answer that I create, and then I'd publish the best answer on the internet for that question on my website.
So would you do anything after publishing the question and the answer to your site?
Yes, what I'd do is I'd go and find 3 sites that target small business owners in the UK, and I'd offer to write them an article about this question if they're happy to link it back to my more detailed page.
So you'll probably find that 1 or 2 of them would agree to do that, do you think?
Yeah, I think a couple of them would be very likely to accept that, and I'd write a unique article for each of these sites. And this article would approach the question and answers from a different perspective to my main article, and I'd link each of these articles back to my detailed page on my website.
So perhaps you could approach the insurers whose products you sell to see if they'll link to the article.
Yeah, that's a really good idea as well. I definitely want to do that, and I think if I did, one of my insurers at least would agree to link back to this article from their site.
So now you've created the best answer on the internet, and you've built some really high quality links back to that article that Google trusts.
Yeah, I have, and if you follow this example and do the things that we've explained in it, then potentially within a couple of weeks you could be ranking in the top spot on Google for that particular question.
SEO can be a great investment of your time if done well, because it can create a lead source with the potential to work for years and years to come.
So we hope that you found this advice useful. Remember to subscribe to our channel to get regular marketing tips like this to help you grow your business.